Okay, so I just wanted to add a couple more client results from taking this workshop and what it can do for you, even for your kids. So, one person's results says that she uses the points for everything, and she says she suffers from migraines really bad. And when I feel one coming on, I do the points for the self soothing cycle. And I find it helps so much that I end up with just a dull headache instead of a full blown debilitating migraine. So I know a lot of you suffer with migraines and just really bad headaches and whatnot, so and on a regular basis. So that's so nice that within this there's 5 different cycles and that's just one of them, like it says she uses. And then she also uses it for her kids, she says, when they are falling asleep. And I find they are less angry too. So that's probably one of the cycles that she's using is called the Vesuvius cycle. And then the self soothing, I'm imagining she means. Um, and I know her kids are small because I've worked with her and her one kid with essential oils. I'm trying to think how little they are. Like, they're not in school age yet. So I think when I was working with her son, he was 3, and that was about a year ago. So that's what's so nice about this is it's safe and it's gentle and it's super easy. And of course, when they're falling asleep is really smart. A good time to be doing it on them when they're very active little kids. Um, but again, it's so simple. Like she says, she uses it as a mom every day and on herself, and within a few minutes, you can see changes and results. And then, even with myself, too, different ones that I've been working on, I mentioned that structurally I've felt my ribs pop into place and whatnot, but I actually had my neck pop into place just the other day on some issues that I was working on. Um, so it carries a wide variety of what it can do for you. But if you just think of what stress does to the body, stress puts everything out of balance, whether it's your muscles, your skeletal, your mental, emotional, your digestion, your breathing. That's why we get colds and flus more often because we're stressed out and our immune system goes down too. So everything boosts when you start taking that stress off of your body. Okay, also another couple things I did remember from my own workshop when I was taking it, just like you would be for taking this workshop, just beginning and learning. So I can't remember exactly what cycle it was on because there's the 5 healing cycles that we work through. And just off the top of my head, there's like 14 points in each circle, in each cycle. But as I was working through one of the cycles, I got this immense feeling just kind of hovering over my chest or in my chest, and just kind of like a sadness or an upset. And I mean, I was having a good day and I was really interested in this course. So just working on these points obviously started to kind of shift things and was starting to move things. And so as I was working through the cycle, I actually had to turn my camera off onto black screen because I just had this overwhelming feeling of sorry about that, of this release coming. So I turned my screen onto black screen and all of a sudden my emotions just started pouring out, and it was interesting because I didn't feel like I'd say I was crying, but my tears were just pouring down my face, and for maybe about 20 seconds. And then all of a sudden it was done, it was over. That feeling from on my chest was completely gone, and I actually felt uplifted after. So it was interesting because as you go through some of these releases and emotional feelings and whatnot that you'll experience, it doesn't always last a long time. So, but that's a normal reaction. So just so you understand what that is and what it's all about, but how good it is to work through some of these things that you might not even realize you are holding or carrying in or carrying on to. So that was one of them. Let me just think. There was another one. Yeah. So for the other experience as I was going through the course, there was one cycle that I went through, and this intense feeling of irritation came up with it. And again, this is a while ago, so I'm just remembering that it was going through a cycle. I can't remember exactly what it was on or about, but just I didn't want to continue doing the cycle. Like, I just felt very irritated, very bothered. And again, it was probably going through the 14 within the cycle. It probably lasted for about 3 or 4 different massage points that I was working and holding on to. And then after that, again, it cleared. And again, I felt fine, if not actually better right after, and just more like at peace, and just kind of thinking like that was a weird experience, but I didn't have it anymore. So again, as we work through these things, like I said, like we're working also with like word affirmations and working through, there's negative ones and positive ones. So helping change your mindset from the negative to the positive while you're working on some of these points. And so that's why some of these things are releasing, because your brain, your subconscious is actually going into these circumstances or situations that you're going to remember some of these. So as you're working on some of these points, I had vivid memories of, when I was like 7, I was sitting at the kitchen table and I didn't want to eat that one thing that my mom was making me eat, and just that feeling of irritation with it. So it's quite an interesting and interactive course, and I think you'll really love it. And like I said from the beginning, there's ones that have had panic attacks that have within an hour like completely worked through. With migraines coming down to dull headaches, helping out with their children, moods and getting to sleep, structural things. So it works on such a good variety of things, but when you think of what stress does to the body, it works and it plays on the mental, physical, and emotional. So whatever the issue is that you're struggling with, it can help work through some of these things.